Hi, this is Ellen from the Chili Dog, and today I'm going to teach you how to join a new yarn when you're working in the round. And this method works best for things like afterthought sock heels and glove or mitten fingers, where there's no other yarn tails here in my work to attach my new working yarn to. So let me show you how it works. So today I'm working on a pair of feeling loopy socks, and I'm just about ready here to start knitting my afterthought heel. So I have all my stitches placed on my needles, and I want to join my new yarn at the bottom of the foot at the center of the heel. So if I were to just start knitting in this first stitch and knit all the way around my heel, when I got back to the last stitch, I'd end up with a little gap or jog in between the first and last stitch of my new yarn, and I don't want that to happen. So instead, what I'm going to do is join my yarn one stitch before and one stitch below the first stitch I'm going to knit. So I'm going to take my left knitting needle, go one stitch before and one stitch below, and I'm just going to stab that stitch right through the center. And then take your working yarn and loop it around your left needle and pull it back through that stitch. It can be just a little bit tricky. So once you get that loop pulled through, you're going to put it onto your right hand needle. And you just want to be careful here when you're mounting it that it's mounted properly so that the side of the loop that's attached to the working yarn is at the back of your needle, and the side of the loop that is attached and part of your yarn tail is at the front of the needle. And how you mount it does make a difference once you get around. So now, and make sure also to leave a little bit of a yarn tail that you can weave in later. So now I'm just going to knit all the way around my sock, just like I would for the normal first row of an afterthought heel. So I've worked all the way around my sock, and I picked up stitches across the gaps on either side of the afterthought heel, but that's a topic for another video. And now I'm back to where I joined my yarn, and you can see that there's two stitches coming out of that same lower stitch. One is where my needles were originally inserted for my heel, and then the pink yarn here is where I joined my yarn. So all you have to do is treat those two loops as if they were one single stitch and knit them together. And it still looks like that pink loop is very prominent in the front, but all you have to do is pull on the yarn tail, and it pulls that part of the stitch to the back so that you don't really see it anymore. And then when you keep knitting, that join becomes very invisible. You can hardly see it at all. So let me show you here. So again, if that loop slips forward, all you have to do is pull your yarn tail and it pulls it to the back. And then your join here is nice and neat and even. And then once you get done with your heel, of course, you would weave in that yarn tail at the end. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to join a new yarn in the round. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, The Chili Dog, for more helpful tutorials, and share it with your knitting friends. Until next time, happy knitting!